Hi, I'm Anna Reitano. I'm a deputy public defender running for judicial seat 60. And I'm going to build on what Holly was saying. As a public defender, I've gained trial experience everywhere from low-level misdemeanors to serious felonies. I've represented children, adults, and I've worked with witnesses, investigators, and victims. And, some of my clients have been innocent, and some of them have not. But regardless of who I was representing, I've always worked with the goal of upholding the Constitution and the values of treating everyone that I work with dignity and respect. So I'm going to share a quick story to build on what Holly was saying. During the height of COVID, there was an emergency order to release clients on nonviolent offenses. And there's a lot of shuffling around of court dates. You'd be told to come on the 1st, then the court would be closed. They'd move the court date to the 15th without telling anyone. I had an unhoused client who had some minor nonviolent charge. He was given one court date, but not notified of the change. So the court issued a bench warrant when he didn't show up, and he was taken into custody for the missing date that he never knew about. When he was brought to court on the warrant, I asked for him to be released based on the emergency order as well as just not having proper notice. The judge said something like he knew about the no bail order, but he still had discretion. So he used that discretion. He set the bail at $1 instead of just letting him go. My client had $3 in his property, but he didn't have access to his property because he was in custody. So I got a phone call in my office several hours after I got his bail reduced to $1. And he was saying that he couldn't get released because he couldn't pay the $1 bail. So I ended up having to make a trip to the clerk's office. The clerk said they wouldn't take cash and that I would have to get a bondsman. Bondsmen cost more than $3. So I ended up sweet talking the clerks, and they took my dollar from my own pocket so that my client was able to avoid getting put on a crowded bus and shuffled to an overcrowded jail at the height of COVID. All for $1. He was eventually going to get out, that was no question. But why put that barrier up? Why make it so difficult? And what was it for? Did it keep anyone safer? Working as a public defender and having experiences like this, and this is one of the G-rated stories, to inform my work, it only enriches what I can bring to the bench. I understand the consequences of judicial discretion. We were talking about it. Holly said that only 3 public defenders have run in the past 16 years. 3. And it's overwhelmingly DAs running every single election. If we continue to put people in these seats that are only used to operating from a position of power, we're doing a disservice to our democracy, our communities, and the most vulnerable people amongst us. We need more diversity in our judges. We need more diversity in their backgrounds and experiences. And that means we need trial attorneys who are familiar with the folks that are involved in the criminal justice system. For years, we've had the same type of candidates, but this time around, we finally have the opportunity to make a real choice, which is what democracy is all about. So I hope that this year, it's time to make the right choice. Thank you.